Hello everyone, Mikey here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to perform data recovery on any of your computers. Today's example will be on machines that have a mechanical hard drive. So if you have a drive that looks like this, or this video will be covering here for you today. I will be doing another video on how to do data recovery on SSDs, but today we're going to be using this Dell Dimension 4700 from 2004 as our test example. So one of the most important things that you make sure is that, does your machine have a hard drive? And in this case it does. The next thing you'll need is a USB to hard drive adapter. This case has both IDE, which is the parallel standard, the older one, and it also has SATA. But this tool also has a 12-volt power adapter that plugs into the wall, so that way you can get any extra power for these bigger hard drives, as you will need that. So what we're going to do first is make sure that you have not powered on the machine. I have specifically not touched this machine for that reason. And we are going to now open up the machine. Thankfully, these Dells are very simple, and that you just have to pull this button down, then slide it off. And here lies our LGA 775 Pentium 4 from the year 2004. But you will see here that the hard drive has been disconnected, as I have been tinkering through this machine. But what we're going to do here is to make sure that your power supply is also disconnected before you do anything. What we will do here is remove the SATA connector, which is this one, and now we will need to remove the actual caddy. Now, if you're working on this particular machine, something I have recently learned is that Dell decided to put a caddy screw on the bottom, which is a very odd design, but it really does help prevent any drive wobbles from ruining the machine. So we are going to pull out this drive, or at least attempt to, but we can also just remove the screws here. And now in this particular case, I have the back screw removed as well. So what you do here is now you open this and you just pull it out. Now you either have the choice to keep it in your hard drive caddy, or you can just completely unscrew it here with this one screw and then just take the drive out. But in this case, we are simply able to connect it as is and keep it on a flat surface. So now what we're going to do is go over to our other machine, which is going to be the main one, your current computer, or whichever one that you want to actually connect this to. But we will also here connect this to the 12-volt 2-amp power jack, so that way you can get the supplemental power needed. And now that you have your hard drive connected to your computer, in this case we are using a USB 3.0 port, hence the blue connector. Now if you have an easy way to tell a USB 3.0 port is if it has a blue connector, or in the case of this modern gaming PC, you can also see that it has some orange connectors too. You can use the black ones, but they will be a bit slower in that regard, so keep that in mind. And now, what you want to check before you flip this switch here, make sure that the connection is solid. And now, once you make sure that it is solid, you just flip the switch. And I will be continuing this recording on my main machine. Now, if you're able to get your drive connected to your main machine without any problems, you would go to this PC, or my PC, depending on what you're using, and then sometimes you would see more partitions, you would see multiple depending on the machine. But for this case, since the hard drive did not work, at least with File Explorer on this machine, we're going to go under C, just as an example, Users, and then when you look at Users or Documents and Settings, if you're recovering from an XP machine, you want to look for users that either have unique names, so that are not default or public. Sometimes you can look under administrator as well if you are an administrator and have permissions. But for this case, we're just going to use Mikey as an example. Usually you would copy over the desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, videos, and in some cases saved games, depending on what you can do. If you want to do a full copy, you can just copy this whole folder. Though if you are more interested in saving space and you don't want to have your applications transferred over under app data, you can just copy specific folders using Control and Alt. You hold Control and Alt, and then you can just select any of these folders as you please. If your USB adapter does not work with your hard drive, or it just does not work with File Explorer, plug it into your original computer and then proceed. What we have here is our flash drive plugged in, and now that you are in, make sure you also have a user that has administrative permissions. But now that you are in, you want to look at all of these folders and then select the ones that are not labeled under all users or owner or temp. And also too, if you go to Tools, Folder Options, View, and click Show Hidden Files and Folders, that will also make your search a lot easier. So what we are going to do here is going to select these users, and you want to hold Control and Alt. So that way you can select folders that are out of the way. So we are going to select all of these. And now we're going to drag these over to your flash drive. Mine is named Mikey NT. We're going to go under Dell Dimension 4700, and then just release. And then this next part will take a while, depending on the flash drive. This one is a USB 2.0, so it won't take as long as a USB 1.1 drive would. Once you have everything copied over, now you can just scroll down here, go to your flash drive, eject it from the computer, and then once it says it's safe to remove, then you can just remove it from the computer, and then take it back to your main machine, and then copy everything over. With that being said, I hope you have found this video informative, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up as it greatly helps out the channel. And feel free to share it with any friends or family that need any help. This is Mikey, signing off.